Kenji Midori, also known as the Little Giant, is the current president of the non-profit organization World Karate Organization, more familiarly known as Shin Kyokushinkai. After the death of Masuyama, Kyokushin would divide primarily into three major organizations, of which the World Karate Organization has become one of the largest. And what's really amazing about the modern day streaming, especially YouTube, is that now you can quite often see these tournaments for free and live on YouTube. Kenji Midori would become the 5th Kyokushin Karate World Champion in 1991. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Kyokushin tournaments, the full contact tournaments are an open weight tournament. Kenji is approximately 5'4", 150 pounds. Many of his fights, if not most of his fights, are against people who are much taller and heavier than he is. So it's quite the remarkable accomplishment for him to win that open full contact tournament. Now, Kenji is part of my Competitors of the Martial Arts series. This is episode 2. And part of it's because of his great feat in tournaments. Finally winning that 5th Kyokushin Open World Karate Tournament. He had placed in many other All Japan and other Kyokushin tournaments in the past. Kenji is also one of those few karatekas who has completed the 100-man Kumite. Think of that. He fights 100 men in a row, full contact, and he completed that feat. Absolutely amazing. Things that Kenji is greatly known for. As you can see, though he's short in stature, he has extremely high lead leg and rear leg roundhouse kicks. Now, I like to bring this up because I was known as a kicker, and I took Kyokushin karate for a year under Trey Bland, who's pictured here. I was trying to get back into shape, had gone to seminary, had been working at the college, and was just not in the karate shape I wanted to be. So Trey Bland let me basically train for free at his dojo. And he knows I was a great kicker. And he was, I think, a second or third dan at the time. I was a fourth dan at the time. And I was Goju, and I always loved Kyokushin. I've met many Kyokushin people. Well, the one thing I'd never noticed with Kyokushin before is the ability to kick closely with the roundhouse kick. And I had a very good roundhouse kick. Actually, I still do for a 60-year-old. I always kind of used it in an intermediate way, and much like the Wallace method, and used roundhouse as side kicks and hook kicks. Now, I could throw my hook kick actually almost perpendicular with my opponent. But my roundhouse kick, I kind of always made sure I was at the punching range but not much closer than that when I would throw it. Well, Trey Bland basically taught me the Kenji Midori way of getting the knee up and getting that kick around, even though I'm in that trapping range, that real close range to where I could get it up. And it just goes to show, no matter how long you've been, this is past my competitive career. I had a great competitive career. But by being humble, you can learn from somebody and they can teach you something and make you better at what you are already good at. And I owe a lot to Trey Bland for showing me how to get that kick up close in and close in fighting with that roundhouse kick. And that's basically, a lot of that comes from Kenji Midori. Trey Bland taught that to me, and I'll tell you what, as I go on and do seminars, it worked. It works. So, Sensei Trey Bland, thank you so much for that year of getting me back into karate shape and fixing my roundhouse kick. Us. Also, Kenji Midori is known for throwing sidekicks in the full contact tournaments. Sidekicks is one of my favorite kicks to throw. It's one of my bread and butters. Very few Kyokushin people throw that kick, or any of the derivatives of Kyokushin fighters throw that in full contact tournaments. But he would throw it as a great defensive sidekick, and sometimes as an offensive one, which would propel his opponents back. The Shin Kyokushin Kai symbol here, as you can see, represents spirit, technique, and body.